Hello everyone, and welcome to the first of 3 student live chats that we're offering here at Camosun College. My name is Heather Cummings. I'm the Vice President of Student Experience, and I'm thrilled to be sharing this time with all of you. Our goals are to answer your questions. We know that coming to college, especially in the next month, is normally a very exciting time, but also can be a little bit anxious, and this year is no question. We are dealing with really extraordinary situation this fall. We've kind of themed this fall as Together Again because we will be welcoming new students, but we're going to be welcoming back our returners and returners who have never been on campus before. So this is going to be a really interesting and exciting fall. But before we begin, I want to acknowledge that we are on the traditional territory of the Wasanich, Lekwungen, and the Wasanich people, and my apologies. I'm a little bit nervous about today. We are very, very grateful for their welcome and their graciousness in hosting our learners who come here to seek knowledge. So, what's been happening over the last little bit? Well, I would have loved to have been outside with you today, but as it is, there will be no interruptions here in my office here at the Interurban campus. We're going to be joined by one of our fantastic student leaders, but we're going to answer the questions that have been coming up, the hot topics that have been coming up over the last few months. You may have noticed from the orientation newsletters that you have been receiving over the last few weeks that we invited students to share their thoughts with us through Thought Exchange. We also invited students to send in some questions that they have in advance of this live chat. So we have gathered those questions. We have done our best to try to find some answers for you. And the hot topics that percolated to the top for everyone was expectations about fall. What are we at Camosun doing to kind of ensure that we have a safe return to campus for everyone? There's also lots of conversation about housing and helping our students find accommodations. We have a few questions about online learning and how much online learning is being offered this year. And then we have a whole host of questions about just getting ready for fall, what student life going to be, what the student experience is going to look like. So we're going to do our best to answer those questions. And before we get too far in, I want to thank our clear maestros. So we have 3 fantastic individuals sitting behind the scenes. You have been receiving the email newsletters from them, and that is our Alyssa husband, Aidan Cole, and Maria Mendez Thomas, who are the brainchilds behind all the information that we've been sharing with all of you. We will be posting links to resources that we talk about today online on our website and through the socials, so stay tuned for that. And bear with me now because I'm now going to invite Maria to join me. And for some reason, and yeah, bear with me, it always takes me a few minutes to figure out which screen to do. Dun, 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 dun. So talk amongst yourselves if you can. Oh, there she is. So I've now invited Maria. And hopefully she's here.
Here.
Fantastic. Welcome, Maria. Thanks for joining.
Thank you for having me today.
Yeah, I just get excited when it works, folks. It's really that simple. But I'm also excited to see Maria. So Maria is one of our returning student learners who has never been on campus other than working for us this summer and helping to welcome our new students. And Maria is one of our international students as well, hailing from the beautiful Brazil. So Maria, you have certainly had a bit of a journey and you came to Camosun really over the last year. So let's start with expectations. As someone who's going to be coming back to the college, but on campus for the first time, what are your thoughts and what would you recommend to other students?
My first thought is thank God we could experience this because when I planned to start studying, I planned all the college experience was in my mind. Mm-hmm. And we had to go online, of course, for safety reasons, mm-hmm. And have to adapt in this online environment. But I miss the the whole experience, like feel the campus life, and to be able to relation to get more interactions with instructors and colleagues. We have diversity of people studying here at Camosun, and I'm pumped to finally could meet all these people around the world.
Yeah, yeah. So have you found it hard to meet people studying online?
Yes, yes. It's a different experience. So we had many activities in group, which is great to meet some people, but it's different, of course, having people around you, and not only in the study time.
Okay, so there is someone named Alan Mara who's just said, "Hi, Maria." So seems to know you because knew your middle name. So you've got some fans on this call, which is awesome. So is there any advice you want to give to students, though, having been through that? What would you like to tell students to reassure them and help them get excited about fall?
I guess we just remember how challenging times we had, and now we are able to do things that we couldn't, like last year, for example. So try to enjoy and try to stay updated with the guidelines of the health authorities. This helped me get not being nervous. So if I know the guidelines and if I follow the guidelines, I feel comfortable. So that's my advice. Follow the health authorities profiles. Be updated with all the news. Follow the guidelines and enjoy all the things that we couldn't last year.
Yeah, that's fantastic advice. Let's appreciate what we haven't been able to do over the last year and look forward to enjoying it. But great advice too, though, about staying informed. So the guidelines do change. And, you know, we had some folks asking us, why aren't we mandating vaccines? Why aren't we mandating masks when case numbers are going up? We follow the direction of the Office of the Provincial Health Officer and the post-secondary guidelines. So we are following those. So we will stay consistent to what they are telling us. We are expecting that as of September 7th, our first day of in-person classes for the fall semester, we will be in stage 4. And what stage 4 means is that masks will be a personal choice. We are going to have normal social contacts. We will not be spreading people out as we have over the last year. We're asking people, if you're sick though, stay home. And continue to do the daily health check. How are you feeling? Do you have any symptoms? And if you do, stay home. And encourage your classmates to do the same. But on top of that, the reality is everyone is coming with a very different comfort level. There's some folks super excited and they're not nervous, and there's others really nervous. So we need to respect that everyone's going to have different boundaries. And there may be folks that don't want to engage, don't want to hang out in the hallways and after class. And that's okay. And we need to be kind to each other. So if someone's not wearing a mask, that's their choice. And if some are wearing masks, again, that's their choice, and we're going to respect that. But what have we been doing here at Camosun to make sure that we are prepared and ready for everyone, and so that it is safe? We have increased the ventilation. We are increasing the amount of external air that we're bringing into our building so that they are safe. We are going to have hand sanitizer stations throughout the college. We encourage all of you to get vaccinated. That is the #1 tool that we have to keep everyone safe. Wear a mask if you are comfortable doing so. Make sure you're washing your hands and sanitizing. Don't gather with people. Don't create crowds. If you can, come to your class, sit at your desk, and learn. and then leave and go outside. That's what everyone can do. We've also put plexiglass in all of our service counters to ensure students are safe when they're asking for assistance. And we are maintaining our online services. So if you are more comfortable accessing supports like academic advising, personal counseling, Center for Accessible Learning, you can still access those resources online, and you can book those appointments online if you choose. So we're doing what we can to meet you where you are at, and we're all in this together, and we're going to get through it together. So I can just reassure everyone, but if you have questions or concerns about your particular situations, send us a note. We would be happy to answer those questions for you. And then the other question that came up is, are we ever going to have on-campus housing? Yes, I would really love to have on-campus housing. We don't have it currently. We seek any opportunity that comes our way in terms of being able to offer residences in the future. We just don't have them right now. But housing is a very hot topic. So Maria, you moved here from Brazil. You moved a family and had to find accommodation. So what advice do you have for everyone?
First, I'd like to share my experience, because I guess each one has a strategy on that. And my strategy was for relocate all my family. I want to ensure that will be a nice, not a nice place to live, but also a nice neighborhood and all these things. So I preferred, in my case, booked an Airbnb and then start to search places, and there are good resources on that. I advise people who are searching for a house to check out our webpage, housing, on our website at Camosun website, because there they can find useful links with apartments, house to rent, tips on the documents, necessary documents, in the agreement, the tenant agreement that we have here in BC. So it's a very useful resource. And then I searched all these resources, and just then I started to visit the places, and in 15 days I could get a place to call home.
Great. Some great ideas. So we have been sharing our Camosun College Student Society, of which you are all members as students at Camosun, does have a housing resource page, and it provides some really great links of places that you can, resources you can access to try to find accommodations. The other thing I do want to mention is they also have the Camosun Students app. It is an app that you can download on your digital device, where you can they have a buy and sell link, they have a housing link. So if you're looking for a roommate or want to partner up with some other students to try to find accommodations, that might be a great resource to kind of help increase your odds of finding something if there's more of you looking at the same time. We at Camosun are also going to set up a Camosun Housing Facebook page. Information about that will be coming soon, because we want to do our best to help you find housing. It's unfortunate we don't have our own housing on campus, but if we can do what we can to help you find accommodations, we will do that, because we know that where you live is critically important to your success as a student. So we'll do what we can to help you out. Now, before we move from that topic, anything else you want to add, Maria, about housing?
Be careful with scams. Unfortunately, it happens. Yeah. So always try to see the place first. Never transfer money without all the signed documents. So I guess this is my tip.
Yes, no, it's a fantastic. There are unfortunately people who will take advantage of students in this situation, and we don't want that to happen to any of you. So yeah, do your homework before you get into any type of agreement about accommodations. All right, let's shift to online learning. So we've had a lot of students asking us questions about online and hybrid options, and why don't we have more of it? So let's go back. So we are a College of Applied Learning. So the vast majority of our courses have always been in person. And when we shifted to remote delivery back in March 2020, almost 18 months ago, we didn't go back 100% online because of the applied learning requirements of many of our programs. So even throughout the last 18 months, we've had about 25 to 30% of our course offerings still on campus. As we approach this fall and the message that we are to return to campus, as much on-campus activity as possible, we have done so, but still made decisions about keeping some things online where it made educational sense to do so. So now we have about 13% of our course offerings are still online. It's not as much as some maybe would like, but you can look up, and we put a link, and I'm not exactly sure where we put the link, but we have put a link up so that you can see what courses are online. I would also say that it depends on the school. So our School of Business, for example, has 25% of its course offerings online. So if online is important to you, look at what the programs are, because maybe there's a different program that might be closer to what you need that is being offered online for you. All right. Let's see what the other hot topic are. Oh, books and materials. So yesterday, August 4th, was when our books and materials list was available through our bookstore. So if you're a student and you want to get a jump on things, highly recommend you go to our bookstore website. You need to have the course number to look up the books for your particular classes, but you can find them in the materials list there. You can even order your materials online and then pick them up at a later date. Most of our textbooks are available in digital format. That is a change that we did over this past year so that students can get those materials sooner. And if you want to start looking at the books in advance of your classes, again, order the digital versions of your books. The other option that's available to you is, again, the Camosun Students app that I mentioned a few minutes ago about housing. They do have a buy and sell option for students who are selling old textbooks. If you prefer to buy used textbooks, save a few dollars, that option is available to you. Maria, I don't know if there was anything about buying your books or materials that you want to add. Any tips?
Oh, I use the app to search for textbooks, and it works pretty good. Yeah,
Okay.
and the other tip is don't leave for the last minute. We have a lot of anxious before classes start, so if you have all set it, it's a good thing to calm down.
Okay, great. So get them in advance if you can. Which then brings me to mind, we had lots of questions for students saying, what do I do to get ready for fall? Well, read your orientation newsletters that we've been sending to your inbox, because those have great information. But if you go to our orientation webpage, you will see a link that says getting ready. And part of that is getting your books, ordering them. Why don't you come to campus and check it out? And especially this year, if you're a little bit nervous, if you have the ability to physically come on campus and just walk around, that will give you peace of mind. And it's the same advice we've actually been giving our employees who are a little bit nervous about returning to campus for work. Wander around and see yourself back in here so you can start to feel a bit more comfortable. As of August 23rd, you can get your student card, and that will have your bus pass connected to it. So you can get that done. And I believe we will also be offering some campus tours with some ambassadors. Is that in fact true, Maria, or have I totally made that up?
In fact, we have campus tours in a virtual mode right now. I ask my teammates to put the link here in on the comments. And in late August, we'll have our international department doing a virtual tour here on the Instagram account.
Okay, fantastic. So yes, we do have a virtual tour that's available, and we can share the links for that. Yeah, check it out. It's not as exciting as being here in person, and it's still great, but it's not as exciting if you can physically come here. And what other things can we do? Oh, so imagine what your student experience is going to look like here in the fall. That's something you can start thinking about. What are those aspects of the student experience that you are interested in? We've had some students asking us, are we going to offer our CamFest, orientation, what we call Welcome Week? Absolutely. We're going to be offering those activities again. Considering where we're at, we will be offering some virtual options to that. We're also going to be spreading those events out. They used to be in our courtyards, and we would welcome students and it'd be a nice big festive crowd, but we're going to be a bit more respectful of people's comfort level around crowds, and we're going to spread things out a little bit, spread it out over a few days, so that you can still participate, but you'll feel safer in doing so. So we're still doing that. We absolutely have clubs, and again, our Camosun College Student Society webpage, there's a whole list of clubs there. And if you don't see the club that you want, but you want to start that club, we highly encourage you to do that. In fact, the more students that do that, the more vibrant our community is. So check that out. Our recreation department is offering some recreation clubs. So if you're interested in intramurals, we will have that. Or maybe you're just interested in joining a club where people get together to play pickup basketball or frisbee golf. And we're working on those types of activities for all of you. We're doing our best to create some opportunities for outside because we know that is safer for everyone. The other thing I shouldn't neglect to mention, though, about getting ready is you can come to a Camosun Chargers competitive game. We offer men's and women's volleyball and basketball. We have highly competitive teams, very talented, and after having a year off from competition, we'll be thrilled to be able to host our competitive teams in the Pacific Islands Sports Excellence Center later on this year. So plan to check that out. And as a student, you have free admission to that. So there's no reason that you can't come and cheer on your Chargers. All right. Is there anything else that's coming up for anyone? We're having some folks asking questions about the specific app. So if we can provide a link for students on the app, that would be great. If there's we've had someone asking about creating a student email. So I'll get our maestros behind the scenes to send that information out. If there's any other questions, please send them in. We will share these answers again in our socials and online. If you can participate in our thought exchange, share your thoughts. We're asking the question, what are you excited about and what's making you nervous? And the more you share with us, the more that we can make sure you get those answers in advance, because we know the more confident you are, the more excited you're going to be and the better experience you're going to have. And we want you excited because this is an incredibly exciting time. The start of any academic year is really a great start. So many possibilities and opportunities, and we're thrilled that you've chosen Camosun to be part of that journey with you. Just think about what you have questions about and what you need answers to. Send them our way, and we'll get those answers to you. Now, we do have 2 more town halls after today, and ideally we will be sharing new information based on new questions that are coming up. But anything else comes up in between, send them our way. And other than that, is there anything else that we can answer questions about how to build our schedule? Again, I'm going to let the maestros answer that one because I truly don't know how to answer that question myself. But yes, send those questions. We'll get answers for you. Maria, any final thoughts?
Just for Angel that asked that, in fact, I have some advice. Maybe book an appointment with the academic advising because they can help with that. And we have all the student service in our webpage. It's so easy to find the service there. We can write here in the comments the student services webpage. And other than that, say that we will have the Welcome Week from September 7 to 10, and that we will release the full schedule soon. I'm so pumped about it.
Great. So that means read your orientation newsletters. That's where the information is. Stay informed. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. This is being recorded, so we will post this online later at a later time. So thanks for joining us. Thank you, Maria, for being our in-house student expert and sharing your wisdom with our students. It always sounds better coming from another student than one of us grown-ups. It's just the way it is. Anyways, everyone, enjoy the rest of your week, enjoy the rest of your day, and I look forward to seeing all of you at a later session, and also when we see you here on September 7th. Thank you so much. Have a great day.
Thank you, Heather. Bye-bye.